Hey love, hey love, hey love. So looky here, we just finished our final week of grief recovery. We did 12 weeks. Today was a really rough day with grief for me because I was outside of my former OBGYN. As a matter of fact, I was inside at first waiting on an appointment that never happened. And then I went outside and I had a public breakdown, which lets me know that my grief is still very fresh and heavy and that I don't need to be going to that office. But I don't know if I gave you chapter 11 or not. We were supposed to be working on our relationship loss graph. I did mine for both Uncle Steve and for my goddaughter Kiara. I'm going to give you as much as I can with chapter 12. It's called Almost Home, Converting the Relationship Graph into Recovery Components. So with the relationship graph, that was to communicate and complete the discoveries that we had with the person or whatever grief there was. Now it's talking about apologies, forgiveness, and significant emotional statements. Those are three categories that are sufficient to convey any undelivered emotional communication. I think it was yesterday that I posted my letter to Uncle Steve. I did it on my Facebook page and tagged him. Even though they say you just read it to one person, my whole community knows that I've been in grief, so I just decided to go ahead and post it. I said some of it at the memorial, but the whole thing is posted, pretty much everything that I wanted to say. There's some that I didn't, but it was so long, I just was like, no. You make apologies for anything you did or did not do that might have hurt someone else. You may not have communicated something positive before death or divorce or loss, but in this category, you're primarily concerned with you and your perception of your own actions or non-actions. The objective is to become complete, not to judge yourself and not to hurt yourself any further. Some people develop lifelong relationships with their pain and act like victims. Victims have a hard time apologizing. There is a need to apologize for your transgressions. And you can't complete anything less than the whole truth. Sometimes our desire to be right can be a big problem in making apologies. Our sense of righteousness or rightness or self-righteousness keeps us from being totally honest about our actions and non-actions. Forgiveness is giving up the hope of a different or better yesterday. Forgive means to cease to feel resentment against an offender. Condone is to treat as if trivial, harmless, or of no importance. Memorize resentment of past events will limit and restrict our ability to participate fully in life, and any reminder of the person or event may stimulate a painful reliving of the unfinished emotions attached to it, like I had today at the doctor's office. Successful recovery requires completion of the pain rather than retention of the resentment. You have to acknowledge things that you did or didn't do that hurt someone, and that you're not going to let it hurt you anymore. I saw today that I'm far from that. This malpractice, I'm still in it because I'm still dealing with it. A variation is, I acknowledge the things that you did or did not do that hurt me, and I'm not going to let my memory of those incidents hurt me anymore. Resentment and inability to forgive hurts us. Like I'm hurting. Dr. Allen ain't feeling shit, okay? And I meant that with an exclamation point. He ain't feeling nothing. I'm the one that's hurting. The objective of our actions is to set us free. We forgive in order to reacquire our own sense of well-being. Forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person. It's an action, not a feeling. And you can't feel forgiveness until you do it. Forgiveness is giving up the resentment you hold against another person. And oftentimes we say, I can't forgive, or I can forgive, but I won't forget. We might as well stop. Ask yourself, who stays in jail? Who continues to resent and shut down his or her own mind, body, and heart? Whose life is limited by the lack of forgiveness? It's ours. The person being forgiven need not know what has happened. You don't have to ask others to forgive you. When you ask for forgiveness, you are manipulating. You are asking the other person to do something that you need to do. You need to take the action. If you're asking for forgiveness, you are really trying to apologize for something you have said or done. Don't try, just do it. Don't ask forgiveness, make an apology. Significant emotional statements are any undelivered emotional communication that is neither an apology nor a forgiveness, and it falls into that category. A list of that is, I loved you, I hated you, I was very proud of you, I was very ashamed of you, thank you for your sacrifices you made for me, I appreciate the time you spent with me. Which is a lot of what I have with Uncle Steve. Even if I think that my mom is the one that asked him to come to the hospital because she was out of state, he still made time to do it. He was the only one that did it. This category allows you to convey any and all undelivered communication that have been keeping you incomplete. Any one statement could appear minor. It is the accumulation of a lifetime of unsaid words that contributes to a sense of incompleteness. Following a death or divorce, we almost always discover something that we wish we would have said or done, or hadn't said or done. These are undelivered communications that fall into the category significant emotional statements. When relationships end or change through death, divorce, or other circumstances, we most always have a sense of broken hopes, dreams, and expectations. Like I did with my goddaughter, Kiara. A lot of hopes, dreams, and expectations that I had for her. Attached to our awareness of them are significant emotional statements. Now's the time to put words on the thoughts and feelings that the loss robbed us of the opportunity to communicate. In dealing with living people, it's never appropriate to make a negative, significant emotional statement to them, because that will be perceived as an attack. You have to put it in the categories: apologies, forgiveness, significant emotional statements. And while you're meeting with your partner, you read your list of apologies, forgiveness, and significant emotional statements. Start with the apologies category. Like, I need to apologize to whomever for the times I took money out of their pocket. Like if you were a kid and you took money out of your mom or dad's wallet. Yeah. Or I owe my friend an apology for lying to her about whatever. Those of us who are working alone. Oh wait, the forgiveness category. I need to forgive my dad for blank. Or I need to tell my dad how much blank. The emotional statement. If you're working alone, then you have to use their graphs as your silent partner. And having taken all of the actions suggested in this book, you're now ready to take action to complete the loss. Since the loss you're working on occurred, you have probably become familiar with the pain associated with it, and it's time to complete the relationship with that pain by completing what is unfinished between you and the person that you grab. Suggestion of well-meaning friends or professionals, they tell you to write a farewell letter to the person who died. That's misinformation, because writing it without proper content is just another piece of misinformation. To be successful, it's essential to convert the work you have done into a completion letter rather than a farewell letter. The grief recovery completion letter, it helps you complete with everything with the relationship that's unfinished until now. It lets you keep fond memories and all positive aspects of the relationship. And you have to say goodbye at the end. It's not the end of the relationship. You're just saying goodbye to signal the end of the communication with the one that you've lost. All right? That's all I can give you for now. Be love.